This looks kind of funny. No way, it's my old profile picture. Hey yo, we decided the Great Taco, and this video was meant to be a mock review. So initially, today's video or whatever was supposed to be a mock review of a mock that I updated, so it was going to be a redux. But then I found this yesterday at Bricks and Minifigs, and naturally it had to happen. It had to happen. I need a Lhikan, like. So this is set number 8811 Lhikan and Kikanalo. And ooh, it's been 4 long years of not having a Lhikan, and finally I have one. So I found him 100% complete, used, which is fine. I quite enjoy this. So something about this set is that I didn't realize just how big the Kikanalo was. I knew how big Lhikan was. I have a Nuju, and they're the same, like almost exactly the same in terms of build. The only difference is the mask and coloration. But I didn't expect the Kikanalo to be as big as it really is. Like, it doesn't do itself justice. Like, it looks like it should be smaller and a little more stiff, but no. Another thing, this is very posable. I'm used to sets like this being not very posable. So let's get into this. I'm gonna start with the Kikanalo because the Lhikan's the star of the show. So this is an interesting build, and that is not a bad thing. So something that I actually found interesting, that this lift arm right here, that's gunmetal. I don't know what length of lift arm this is, but it is in gunmetal, and it's weird because it is a different gunmetal than the the Nuva armor or the Rachi backs used elsewhere. Those are the only 4 gunmetal pieces, but this is only, to my knowledge, this is the first time this gunmetal color ever came in a set. So it's actually pretty cool. The tail actually is interesting. I'm not sure how to feel about it. Like, it is very short and looks a little incomplete. This is open ball joint at the end, but it's okay. It doesn't bother me too much, but it is there, and I know some people might not like that. Initially I didn't. I kind of learned to ignore it. The legs are interesting. They actually have 2 joints at the hip, and there's an extra joint mid-thigh. So you have quite a range of motion with these legs, and it's quite nice. The knee can't go very far. The ankle, pretty wide range, it just can't go up very far, which is okay. This is big. It needs to have good balance. And the feet are very large. So this thing is just freestanding. It just stands really well. And it's also quite light for how big it is. Like, I don't know. I like it. This is the first appearance. I don't know if this color came in any other set, but it's the Nachu Torin torso in silver. I'm not sure if that came in another set. If anyone knows if it did, please tell me. The arms are interesting. They are the least posable part of the whole build. They are on this like socket that's pointing down, so they can't really put their arms up that much, which is fine. I mean, it's basically a camel dinosaur. They don't need to put their arms very far. But they have elbows. And that's the thing, the elbows are just, like, they're good. It works. And they have hands. These little grabby boys. They use the Onua Mata claws in silver. Then they put a Bulrock eye in silver next to it to give it, like, a thumb. I like the way it looks. In the instructions, they tell you to put it like this, sideways, but the actual box art and every other bit of media I've ever seen with it shows them, like, kind of like that. So, like how I have them here. So, it's quite nice. The back, so I already mentioned the Nuva armor. But it has this Rachi foot back here, which I actually didn't even know was on this set until getting it. It's just for extra coverage, I guess. Under here is just literally just a bunch of lift arms, so I guess they need to put some extra detail here without making it too big and obvious, so not super subtle, but it works to give some coverage. And now for the head. One of the weirder parts of the build, he uses the Chronicler staff pieces, I think that's what they're called anyway, in silver, the Liwa Nuva sword. And it's just an interesting head. This piece here, the horn, that is actually on a pin. It is locked in place by another pin going in between the straps. So it is definitely a creative construction. Something that does slightly bug me is these open sockets here. I can't imagine another way they would have done that. But it's not super bothersome. It's just there. And of course there's this open ball joint down here because they were using this Metrotorin limb comes in a million places on this set. Because it's in the head, it's on the legs 4 times, 2 on each, and yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, it's a good piece, it's versatile. Good to see that, let's see that they're using it to its fullest capabilities. The eyes are just red Borak eyes facing down because of the angle of this, I think. Forget how it's constructed, but yeah, it is quite nice. Now on to the actual, one of the gimmicks of this set is, of course, Lhikan can ride the Kikanalo, even though he literally never does that in the lore. I don't care. It's a cool, fun play feature. He doesn't actually lock in place, so you kind of just like set him on there, and he's just there. So there you go. Lhikan is now riding the Kikanalo. His trusty steed, loyal steed, you know, vibing, doing his thing. It is a little annoying that it doesn't lock. It was not like a pin or an axle that he attaches to, so that this is one build. Because he can literally just fall off. And I guess it makes the Kikanalo look a little more fluid, but as a result, it makes this play feature feel a little, like, off, if that makes any sense. And even with that notable flaw, I still do really like that, the ability to be able to fit a Toa onto the back, because they do that in the movie. I don't have Mato no Kama or Vakama, but if I did, they would be going on it in this video. So with the Kikanalo out of the way, let's go on to the main show himself, Lhikan. So he has a lot of the notable, like, he is literally just a Metro build. There's not really much to see here. He has the gear function, which is, gosh, it is quite nice. It works really well. It's got the giant swords. One notable thing though is that it's really hard. I mean, at least for me, it's really hard for to get the swords to swing really well because the butt, like the pommel, whatever of the sword, sticks out so far back. So if you want to do it straight from the back, it hits your hand. You gotta do it like this, and even then, it's not perfect. But it still looks really good, and that's, I think, a lot of what matters, because these sets never were great for posability. The legs actually are... This is actually an interesting figure, because all the other Toa Metru were mostly gray. So Lhikan, he uses red and black. So his pelvis is black, his hands, ankles, and neck are all black, but then every other, like, limb on him is in red, it's in dark red, and it pays off. It looks really cool for being just, I don't know. He stands out compared to the other Toa Metru, because all, you know, it's, on the Metru it would be gray, 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 everywhere. So yeah, the amount of color is quite nice. His mask is actually really cool as well. It's interesting, it's supposed to be a howl. It doesn't really look like a howl. I mean, it resembles it clearly, but, like, I like it. It's cool. So, another thing with his swords is that people will probably already know this, but in the 2004 Legends of Metru Nui movie, his swords can turn into a kind of surfboard. They were like air hoverboard, I don't even know, surfboard thing. They can do that. Granted, like this, they don't hold together, they fall apart. Well, that's because you can attach it to his feet. You can actually... Now this is a little awkward, I guess foot's sticking below it, but I think it works well enough for what it's needing to do and what it's trying to do. So yeah, I like the way this function works. I say it works better than Tahu's from 2002, on Toa Nuva. because that board was so thin. The Lhikan actually is a little bigger, and the sword smoothly transitioned into the board. So it's really cool. And it's an extra way. Sorry, I can't speak. It's an extra way to display him. Also, these two pieces are exclusive to this set. They are extremely expensive. I was lucky to find this set for as cheap as I did. Or the price that I did. It wasn't cheap, but yeah. So, you know, I'm not going to put the swords back on. So I really like this set. He's awesome. He's cool. He's a Metri build. But to end this video, I feel like there's something that I absolutely have to do. It involves this. So, it has been years of collecting bonks to build up to this moment. If I can get it. Gosh. Toa Lhikan. Ciao.